down?
We're focusing on how can you prevent getting stroke and what provokes it, and how can you cure it and what ways already exist on curing.
Have you already looked at what is it?
Yes. Yeah.
How are you documenting your learning?
We have a Google Docs and we're putting all of our notes on it.
And we have the PYP Guts that you made for us, and we put the websites that we have on it, and we're writing everything down like a summary of there on it. And everything we find that helps with our project on stroke, we put on the Google.
That's good. If I could ask you a question.
Yeah.
What are the questions you're investigating right now?
What are the parts of the brain and how are they connected to make the brain work?
Cool. How are you documenting your learning?
On this document here, brain notes, we've got more than this. And also on our, where is it? The one that you have up here.
Two hands.
That's websites.
The one we've been working on these websites. We've been checking out YouTube, Serendip, and an app. Right here, it shows all the parts of the brain you can actually check out. A bunch of different
Frontal lobe. Let's just look at the frontal lobe.
Frontal lobe.
And then it will show you.
This is the frontal lobe right here, highlighted in like these different colors.
That's cool.
And this here is a video we've been watching for a while. It's called Basic Parts of the Brain. It's a long one. It's like 11 minutes or 12 minutes.
Investigating right now for your project.
For my project, I have 3 questions that I'm working really deeply on, and the first one is what exactly is marijuana and why is it bad and what happens. And I already created actually a Google presentation.
You set it up already?
Yeah, and it has the 3 guiding questions, and it's kind of like a fun fact right here.
Okay, good.
And it's
Good.
medical, yeah.
That's good. Dryden, what are the questions that you're investigating today?
For the whole 3 weeks or just today?
Today.
Okay,
Right now.
the ear in general. Just like, well, basically I'm just looking at the ear and like different parts of the ear, like the inner ear, the outer ear, and well, I don't have all 3 ears.
How are you documenting your
I'm documenting one on the PYP Guts forum we have.
Okay, got it.
And the other is my Gmail account.
You have a set of notes also.
Yeah, and it's a couple pages long.
Cool. Oh, wow.
It has a vocabulary word thing, some quick notes, and then
My
about.
goodness.
How does the eye work? What is the eye and structure of the eye?
How are you documenting? How are you recording your learning?
On the PYP Guts document.
Let's go so that's working for you then.
Yeah.
You might consider collecting images also, like diagrams and stuff, because you could insert images into there too. Right now.
I'm gonna see why does your stomach rumble?
Why the stomach rumbles? Interesting, because it's really connected to what we did in class. How are you documenting your learning?
And PYP.
On the Google Doc form. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the questions that you're investigating today?
Well, what today we are investigating. Sorry, we have all our questions down on the iPad. So, well, today. We don't. So right now we're kind of working around our guiding questions, and these we will go more into depth next week. These are just sort of our first guiding questions that we thought of.
So what are they? What are they?
One of them is like kind of just general. What is asthma?
Yeah, because honestly, I would be very interested in that because I have asthma.
Yeah. And then the other one is like how it would affect your human body, like in maybe in the esophagus or.
Yeah. Makes mostly the lungs because I know that there are bronchioles in the lungs.
How are you documenting what you're learning?
Well, right now we have 2 drafts. One is our like sort of rough draft, and then next is going to be our final draft where we have it all organized and everything.
So right here we have our kind of guiding questions, and down here we have our answers. But right now, this is like our rough draft, and then we've created a final draft for that when we've finished everything.
So I look over at yours, and it looks like, is that a Google presentation you have there, Joseph?
Yeah, so what we normally do is we have our document and we have all our notes down there, and then we speak out and we look over there for notes. And generally we use this iPad, and every now and again we're not going to use my Kindle because I have a Kindle that actually works.
So we can use it for the
So we can
notes
also
too.
use that, so we don't have to keep on switching back and forth. So I can just use mine.
And it's gonna kind of be so like he's gonna have a few questions and a couple answers, and I'm gonna have a few questions, a couple answers. So we'll kind of ask each other.
Yeah.
And then
Sort of like an interview, but this is going to be for for everybody to look at when we present it,
Like
so
pictures.
that they don't have to look at us.